How can we look out for greenwashing? How can we make sure that a bank or another institution is not greenwashing?
Excellent question. How do we spot greenwashing? I touched on most of these themes already, but so first of all, we look at the time frame. Is it just net zero 2050? If it is, that's insufficient. Easy to set a target for 25 years away. So we really look at evidence of interim targets, short-term targets. We also look at what claims companies or banks are making. So for example, when they're making carbon neutrality claims, what is that claim actually based on? And 99% of time it's based on buying carbon credits. We look at the quality of those carbon credit projects that are generating these credits. And we look at how much companies and banks are paying for carbon credits. If it's $5 per credit, it's probably not high quality, right? So the project is probably not delivering and not living up to the expectations that we would have. Then we also look at evidence of the scopes of emission, right? So banks have emissions that are coming off their own operations, and that's a relatively small category. And then they have what are called financed emissions. So that's essentially all emissions enabled by their funding. Now, if they only set a target over their operational emissions, which is typically 1%, that's greenwashing, because they're making a claim that I've set a target, I'm going to reduce my emissions by 60% by 2030. But if it's 1%, 60% and 1% is a really small number, right? We want that to be 60% of the 100%. Another thing keeps coming up time and time again is banks that have done nothing else on sustainability. So say they've not measured emissions, they've not set any targets, but the one and only thing that they're really proud of is that they've helped their customers go paperless. And obviously that's just pales in comparison to what they could be doing, all the much more impactful strategies and targets that they could be setting. So that's another example. So yeah, so targets that are bordering on greenwashing, too far away in the future, do not cover the majority of banks' emissions, are focused on immaterial things, and not externally validated by third parties such as the Science Based Targets Initiative.